What is going on, everybody? Nissan has finally pulled back the curtain on the next Z car, and I am beyond stoked on it. Hi, my name is Jake Stump. You're watching Drive, Brake, Fix, Repeat, and today we're reviewing what we know so far about the Nissan Z Proto. First things first, the name itself is actually a bit of a misnomer, as Nissan President and CEO Uchida Makoto said himself during the virtual reveal event.
As a Z fan, I'm delighted to unveil our Z Proto. The Z Proto you see here is not a concept. The look of this is close to final, and the feel has been engineered for aerodynamics and body rigidity.
You see, right there from the top dog himself all the way in Yokohama, Japan, Uchida-san said the Z Proto is basically the 95% ready-to-go Z car, and this latest showcase showed us a lot of interesting information and new facts about it. After revealing the car on the big, bright stage, Nissan also brought out Alfonso Albaisa and Tomura Hiroshi, two of the key designers behind the latest Z car. While there was a bit of designer fluff language, they did also let loose some interesting design facts, most of which are around the throwback design language that blends key elements of both the original 240Z and the 300ZX, interestingly, into this new car. By Tomura-san's own admission, the front end is a modern take on the 240Z, with similar hood and bumper shaping. Interestingly, those two-piece DRLs I pointed out in my video last week are also inspired by the later 240ZG, which has the cool aero covers over the headlights. And according to Tomura-san, when the sunlight hit them just right, they created a reflective halo of the same design. Now that's certainly a nice nod to the past. The side profile basically picks up where the 350 and 370Z left off. There's a nice long, low hood, and the windshield header right here is actually the highest part of the body, with an aggressive fastback roofline tapering into that stubby rear deck, which may as well be a carbon copy of the 240Z. In order to give the Z more of a muscly shape, Tomura-san also pointed out the fact that the hood line is slightly higher than the trunk line, which accentuates that sort of front-engine, rear-drive aesthetic that Nissan Zs have always had. And of course, one of the most divisive stylistic features on the new Proto Z is the LED capsule-shaped taillights, which are a clear nod to the 300ZX. Also, do you spot a teeny tiny bit of S14 in that rear view? Because I certainly do. Even the debut color they chose to show off was a nod to the 240Z, as it is a pearlescent recreation of the original sort of 70s muted yellow color available back then. Albaisa himself described the original color as being desaturated and limited by the technology of the time, and this hue is actually what the original designers had in mind. While this was not showcased in the actual virtual debut video, Nissan did let us know a few more facts about the Z car after the fact. First up, dimension-wise, Z Proto is about 5 inches longer than the current very stubby 370Z, but otherwise it's more or less identical width and height-wise, which is an interesting choice. But to be honest, I dig it. You know, I was hoping it would be a smaller, more agile Z car, closer to perhaps a Toyota 86 in size, and I know people are hating on pretty much every aspect of the car because it feels like Nissan just took bits of every important Nissan sports car from the past 50 years and kind of jammed it all together. But overall, I like it. I like the color, I like the shape, I love the rear 3/4 view, and even though I'm not super stoked on that front grille, overall it's definitely a looker. We finally got to see the interior as well, and things are also looking pretty good overall. There are a lot of carryover pieces from the current 370Z, like the door handles, the climate control knobs, and some other bits here and there, but I do like the Recaro sport seats, which appear to be the same basic units you'd find in the Toyota 86 and other sporty Japanese cars. Interestingly, there's now a 12-inch digital display instead of a traditional gauge cluster, along with the 3 vent pods in the dash angled towards the driver, which has long been a Z car staple. A quick flash of that screen revealed provisions for water temp, oil pressure, diff temp, as well as a few different kinds of boost gauges, all of which is very promising for people like me who love to have that sort of data available at their fingertips while they're driving. That last bit, those boost gauges, along with the confirmation that the Z's engine is a 3-liter twin-turbocharged V6, basically confirms it's the same power plant used in the Infiniti Q60, the VR30 DD-TT. More than the go-fast engine, however, was the fact that they put a lot of emphasis on the fact that the new Z is a driver's car, and Tomura-san himself gestured to the Z being like a good dance partner. And a big part of that connection to the driving experience is the inclusion of the standard 6-speed manual. Yes! I'm a die-hard manual transmission guy. Every car in my driveway has a manual, so I am super stoked on this. You'll also notice there's a real handbrake in there, so for the drifters out there, the new Z is exactly what you're looking for. But interestingly, we all knew that this was coming, because Nissan actually hinted at all of this a long time ago. You see, kiddos, jump back to the year 2018 before everything was on fire and everyone was stuck indoors hiding from a pandemic, and Nissan actually showed up to SEMA that year with a bright orange 370Z Nismo that had the VR30 in it along with a 6-speed stick. That little Easter egg in the timeline coincidentally lines up with the fact that Tomura-san confirmed that the Z's development began in March of 2017. Nissan's SEMA build may as well have been their test mule. I say all of this because a source has confirmed with me that the new Z still rolls on the same FM platform that underpins the 350, 370Z as well as the Infiniti Q60. So it really should be no surprise that the Infiniti Q60 engine can fit in the new Z and be made to work with the Z's existing manual transmission. It also explains why the new Z sports the same basic shape as the 370Z, which is actually really noticeable if you squint at it from the front 3/4 view. While some folks will surely be bummed the new Z rolls on a very old Z platform, after all the FM platform is now almost 2 decades old, the basic ideas there are alright. Front engine, rear drive, low center of gravity, and double wishbone suspension all around will make this thing a solid driver's car, especially once the aftermarket gets a hold of this thing, and they surely will. But where does all of this leave us now? Well, actually with a few more questions as well as some educated guesses. Nissan has yet to confirm power levels or pricing, though you can bet they will be undercutting the cost of the Toyota Supra to be competitive when it debuts mid next year as a 2022 model. For me personally, I suspect the price number will start with a 3, at least in the United States. With that in mind, some small features like the carbon fiber 3D grille and the carbon fiber front lip will definitely be ditched when it comes time to actually build the cars. But otherwise, this thing looks ready to go and I cannot wait to drive it. After all, the VR30 is a beast of an engine, and if Nissan keeps the weight in check on the new Z, this thing's gonna be a blast. But hey, that's just my opinion and I definitely want to hear yours because man, everyone seems to be processing this latest news differently. So what do you think about the new Nissan Z? Is it not new enough for you, or do you think they did a good job working with what they had and acknowledging Z cars of the past? Sound off in the comments down below. In any case, as always guys, my name is Jake Stump. You've been watching Drive, Break, Fix, Repeat, and I'll see you guys next time where I go do more fun things with cars. Bye!